One.
Slate.
And are we recording? We are recording.
Empty.
So,
Speakeasy hands.
and now you
Jazz hands.
do have to speak up a little bit because the acoustics in this room are horrible. And we have some weird stuff going on above us.
It's crazy.
So guys, last week I did our first successful bourbon post. Now we did a live video first, so they're like
Third
went
time
on
was a charm.
and on and on. So this time, hopefully it is fantastic.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
It has to be. So, as you know, 1870 is what I reviewed last video. I was by myself, my feelings were hurt a little bit, so these guys come in to help me out.
Wait,
I was.
as an outsider, I'd like to say this. His feelings were only hurt because they were basically at half power,
Yes.
carry out only, so we didn't even know if we were welcome to come in and insert ourselves into the bourbon video.
Every Thursday.
Well, and like he said,
night,
let me-
Adam Marshall.
Hashtag
Every
Adam
Thursday night.
Hashtag Adam Marshall, where's our bourbon video?
Hashtag Toby.
So, just to touch, we did a first one. It was an hour and 40 minutes long. It's a damn shame y'all didn't get to see it.
Yes,
And
it was live.
and it's lost forever.
Yes.
A lot of talking over each other. It was a lot about what bourbon is, we think, what makes it certain things. The scientists kicked in.
No, yeah.
There was a lot going on, and it's a shame you couldn't see it. That's all we're going to say, but we're going to try to make up for it, I think, from...
Hopefully we can get this done in 15 minutes or less.
Oh,
Keep
pushing.
you interested.
Okay.
The last one was 11:48 or something,
Yeah.
and that was by myself.
I'm
So,
going to say sub 20.
Okay, we'll go. I'm going with 14:32:76.
1836.
That being-
24 frames.
Okay, 24 frames.
I'm
So-
going to say 1959.
The original. We have the Glencairn. That's what I did the review on last time. We also have the Orange County or the Orleans glass,
The speakeasy glass.
and the Speakeasy sampler.
Yep.
So why not do it? We have a couple palate cleansers. I'm drinking, this is Three Floyds Gumball Head,
The old favorite, old style.
old style.
Pabst Blue Ribbon,
Pabst
Orange
Blue
County
Ribbon.
glass.
And we have some water to rinse our cups out and
Yeah.
a bucket to dump them in. So we're gonna start off with this one, do a re-review of this one real quick, give a couple hits on it, and then we're actually gonna go move into this one and talk about it. So this is last week's here, the original batch, the 1870, which is a 90 proof.
Which is, I
say
will
so.
add. So, Old Forester is our house bourbon that we're using here at the Speakeasy. And actually, the original batch is what we use for our old
Yeah.
fashions.
So if you order just an old fashioned without specifying anything else, this is what you're getting right here.
Delicious.
And it is fantastic.
Oh,
No holds barred. Let's
No
pour.
holds barred, do it.
All right. So
You going fancy?
he's going Glencairn.
It's my favorite Reba McEntire song.
You're going Glencairn, and I'm gonna go with the Speakeasy sampler.
I mean, what? Yeah. Read that.
All right.
I'm getting vanilla.
It's great.
And this, guys, once again, we're not professionals. We're not experts.
I'm semi-pro, but
This.
I'm like Little League.
I'm going to give you what the Little League outfielder playing with the clovers and the bees is going to give you.
I'm
it's-
going to tell you right now before I forget, I swear to God, cotton candy. And I'm not Fred Minnick in this, cotton candy. Try it. Focus.
I don't get that.
You don't?
Sorry, I don't get cotton
I
candy.
get the sweet.
And maybe the rum
There-
I had in here earlier.
Yeah, which that's coming, guys. We have some delights.
Oh my
but
God.
right now, we're on the bourbon, the Whiskey Road.
Y'all think bourbon's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
that's. Can you just smell this to see if you get it out of a Glencairn, please? Cotton candy. Just humor me.
Smell this and tell me you don't get Granny Smith on the front end.
Oh, yeah. Oh God, big
Yeah.
time. That's insane.
Yes.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, so smell the Speakeasy
Okay, so that's a
sampler.
good difference in the glasses, but like,
I don't get the cotton candy, but I don't get that smell right there.
man, that's Granny Smith apple.
Yes.
100%.
So I did my review last week
Maybe I've
on,
got cotton candy in the mustache.
on the
but-
Glencairn, but This is
Really
picking
good.
up a stupid different smell because I didn't have any apple scent at all in the last video.
I'm smelling it.
This one, I get Granny Smith, like the woodchuck Granny Smith
But
cider, hard cider.
footnote: I have had other things in this glass.
Yeah.
Like I didn't wash it. I
Well, try
wiped
that
it out with my shirt.
Try that one. Switch them out.
See,
No, I did. I got the apple 100%, but I'm saying the cotton
Yeah.
candy that I'm smelling
Yeah.
here could be.
But that's what I mean.
Whatever
Switch it
residual
out. Make
row.
sure you're not getting residual.
I do still smell it.
Yeah. See.
I'm a freak.
So I'm going. So in my original video, I had strong caramels, a little bit of vanillas coming in.
we'll
I didn't
switch
have any
back.
grasses. There was a little bit of smoke in it. This one with this glass, I'm getting green apple, which is really weird.
I totally smell the green apple.
I do
now.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, green apple, cotton
And-
candy,
Like those caramel apple.
the ones that have the caramel on the
Yeah,
outside
yeah.
of them, and you gotta. Yeah.
And then I'm still getting the caramel, but it's way subdued.
I'm going in.
doing it.
And I get no vanilla on it. So I'm smelling no vanilla up front.
You guys get. So, can I talk about the Kentucky Hug real quick?
Yeah,
Do you know what the
you
Kentucky
can.
Hug is?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, okay. Well, then you explain it.
somebody.
The
I wasn't going to
Kentucky
explain it. I was
Just what he did right there, that little.
No, it's the Kentucky Hug is that
Yeah.
feeling that you get in the. Yeah, the feeling you get in the back of your throat as it's coming down and the.
So out of this glass, my taste has completely changed. I get sweet on the front end. The caramel is not up front like it was, which is weird because
I do taste it though, but not
Yes.
up front. It's like
Yes.
it's more mid
it's a kiss in the back.
to the finish. Yeah.
And I'm getting, and I didn't pick this up at all, but that grassy kind of notes right there, right after the sweet. I'm like, after they cut a hayfield and the rain hits it in the summertime and you get that nose pop.
yeah.
I get that right after the sweet hits for just a split second, and then it goes away and starts into that caramel. But I'm still not getting.
But
the
this is a
vanilla.
great time to bring up. In our very first long-winded video, we talked about how you could taste this whiskey today and
Yeah.
taste the same
Absolutely.
exact thing tomorrow, and depending on what you ate, what you encountered,
Yeah.
what kind of mood you're in,
Try to get
you
Try
could
now.
have
I
a
just
completely different. It could win in a blind tasting and finish last for you 2 days in a row. So
And I think if I A-B'd these, I would think it was two different bourbons.
Absolutely.
from the two different
So
glasses,
it's
yeah.
hotter out of the Glencairn than it
Yes.
is out
It
of
is.
this.
That's what when you're talking about the, like the sweetness and the stuff up front. I'm like, man, out of this Glencairn, I get a little bit more heat.
Yeah. Did you try
from the
that?
front. No.
Try
Going for the
try
Orange
that.
County.
Try that and tell me what you think.
Oh yeah, completely different.
Yeah. Like and it's the nose telling your taste buds something
It's
totally
completely different.
Yes.
It is, because I get more green apple out of this than I do the Glencairn, but I swear to God, smell the cotton candy there. And
And yet it's completely night and day difference.
I mean, I kind of
in
get the
Orange
cotton
County.
candy, but not.
oh, maybe
Yes,
it's
a
an
little-
apple
a little
cotton
hint of
candy,
it,
or
yeah.
it's
But I get that sugary, the burnt sugar.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it tastes so different coming out of that versus
Right. And this, if you come into Speakeasy and ask what does that taste like, you're going to get a sample in this glass.
yeah, because that's plastic, right?
This
Yeah.
is plastic.
Yeah.
You're going to get a sample in this glass, and this is
You don't want
what
to
it's
give them
gonna
the
taste
Orange
like.
County glass, either?
No,
and
not-
a scratchy lottery ticket.
yeah.
You're the 10th customer, so you get a pack of Viceroys too.
Viceroy.
What about Vantage?
Stick around at the top of the hour, giving away a free tissue box. Viceroy.
All right, so the review on this one has changed dramatically, and that's, I mean, just testimony. You can see it's doing the same thing that it does.
Oh yeah,
the
well, I've
legs
already
are
drank mine.
fantastic.
Well, look what's left on there.
Yes. Well,
I
they
mean,
can't see it
they
because they're
can't
not
see
getting the
that,
light, but
yeah,
but yes,
yeah.
that
Crazy legs still left on it just from the last drink
yes.
I took.
So I'm gonna finish this, and then we're gonna go into the bourbon of the night.
Oh Yeah.
A little bit of water on rinse my cup.
Let's do it.
And I still get that hay, barn, oaky
It's very oaky.
taste.
It was
finish
like,
on
yeah, like when Griffin and Jameson Clark used to make
the
hooch out of grass clippings.
Yes. I can remember him making vodka out of potatoes.
Well, we use the term vodka very loosely.
Yes,
Whatever the Clark brothers were
yes,
making,
it wasn't distilled. It was just fermented potatoes.
It was
Drinking
far
it.
from vodka,
Yeah,
but
it was potato
Potato
hooch.
wine.
It was potato hooch. It was horrible.
Gonna make it in the toilet.
love
right.
you, Jameson. Love you, Griff.
So that was our re-review of this one, which is totally different and it's odd. Now we're gonna go.
So let's give it a number. How would you, 1 to 10? How was your original batch?
Well, go
With
ahead.
nothing to compare it to right now,
No.
and this may change later on. So we're gonna do these bourbons. This one's gonna fall off next week, and then we'll do this one and the next one. And then we're gonna do the whole whiskey
Row. And so, this whole series from Old Forester,
Yes.
real quick, is just it's 5 plus Statesman, maybe 6 bottles, or is it
Yes.
4 plus 1 is
plus
5?
one. I think
It's
we have
it's
5.
5 or 6 bottles. The
there's
Whiskey
that
Row
86
series,
proof that we
different
don't have
points
either.
in the Old Forester
700
history.
proof.
I could be wrong when I say that Old Forester is the oldest single owner
Still
distillery
family-owned distillery, yes.
in the country. But anyway, so that it's all like all these years represent some sort of milestone. So the bottled and bond, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit, but the original batch, which was whatever year that was,
1870.
and then beyond this, the years denote something specific in the timeline of the company's history. Super cool, and
And they're local. They're
yeah.
They're
An hour away.
yes.
Our way, Jackie Zycan, she's the female master taster for them. She's doing crazy cool things. And Old Forester is a great brand. Brown Foreman owned, and they're killing it.
Yep. So that being said, we're gonna do this one. So if I was to rate this one right now
Or do you
without a
up,
comparison,
thumbs down?
a thumbs up. It is a fantastic bourbon, and just having a little bit of bourbon background, but with nothing to compare it to in the video, I'm gonna say a 6 out of 10. And that may change when we do the Whiskey Row and I actually rate them all together. But right now,
That was the same number I was thinking
I'm
about.
going to go with a 6 out of 10 on this one. And that doesn't mean it's a crap bourbon at all. That is, it's complex, it's rich, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's very, very good. I
And
mean,
it's affordable.
yes, absolutely.
That's a big thing. Like one of the best bangs for your buck in in bourbon period, and tried and true always is Old Forester. Whether it's the 80 proof, any of the Whiskey Rows, or their 100 proof offering, it's killer. So
That's
and it's consistent. Like it's this
Yes.
this original batch, or if we go buy one, I don't know how old this one is, but if we go buy one today or 6 months from now, we can put them side by side,
Yes.
and it's not going to differentiate
they're
that much.
gonna be close. It's not gonna be like this week versus last week.
Right.
Same bottle, different cut, which is stupid weird. Not to mention, you have some outside influences. I mean, we're all influencing each other here. So, and that's gonna change the nose. It's gonna change the taste just because our brain's saying, "Oh yeah, I kind of get that." So, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, whiskey's way better with friends than it is
Absolutely,
alone.
absolutely. Why not share something bottled and bond?
Let's do it.
All right. So this is 1897 bottled and bond.
So a quick little,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
no.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know enough.
We didn't, again, in the first video, we had a big thing about what made bourbon, then we had a big thing about what made it bottled and bond. I'm sure we'll get back to that at some point in the series, but real quick, to be bottled and bond, it has to meet all of the same standards to be a bourbon, and then beyond that, it has to be aged a minimum of 4 years in a government bonded warehouse. It has to be bottled at exactly 100 proof, and it has to be the product of one distillation season. So there are 2 distillation seasons typically in a year. I think January to June and July to December. So it has to be the product of one distillation season from one distiller, which
So the government warehouses do most of the distilleries.
it just has to be
have
a
those,
it,
or
it,
just
it,
government. What's the word?
it has to be. I think they call it like a government regulated or a government bonded warehouse. Just meaning, I think it's kind of like.
They have standards.
I think
they
it's
have to
more.
meet.
Yeah, I think it's more like a formality. Like I don't think there's someone from the government there with their hands behind their back going, "Yeah, I don't know about all this tomfoolery." So no, I think it's like just it has to meet a certain set of requirements at
What-
this point.
What this says is, with the passing of the Bottle and Bond Act of 1897, Old Forester transitioned from 90 proof to 100 proof. Originally produced on Louisville's Whiskey Row, this whiskey has a rich, bold character reminiscent of the 19th century bourbon.
And so let me just touch why they passed the Bottled and Bond Act was because bourbon had become so popular that I believe it was after, no, it wasn't after Prohibition, it was 1897, but
So it's-
anyway, they created the Bottled and Bond Act because
Sweet.
everybody was trying to pass all kinds of crazy hooch off as bourbon by dyeing it and adding different additives and things like that. So the government stepped in basically and said, hey, we're going to kind of regulate this so that the people know that what they're getting, if it's a bottled and bond, is what it says on the
Yes.
bottle. Because it was snake oil there for a long time. I mean, it was the Wild West, like literally, because it was going on like the Wild West and figuratively too.
The
But
switch from 90 proof to 100 proof, is there any
well, the bottled and
significance
bond, it has to be 100 proof
there?
to
But I
be
mean,
bottled
wonder
and
what the
bond.
significance is of, okay, it's gotta be 100 proof.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little history on proof.
Yep.
So back in the day,
BITD.
Yes. Back in the day, when they would proof a liquor, they would take some black powder actually and put it on a plate, a bowl, a tray, whatever.
I'm getting black powder on the nose.
And then,
dude.
and then you would take your liquor and pour in there. Now, black powder will not light under the alcohol unless it's 100 proof or greater. So, 100 proof became the consistent. You want that 100 proof to hit, which has nothing to do with bottle and bond. It just that is the 100 proof. That is the magic number that black powder will light under alcohol.
Well, because you could be selling somebody something that was
30
water. I mean,
yes,
it was
yes.
glorified water. With,
And if you light it and your black powder lights, you're at least 50% alcohol, which is 100 proof. And that's where the proof system come about. And that's how they used to proof liquor to see that, okay, this is viable right now.
like, yeah, these guys aren't messing around.
Yeah. So, now, the nose on this one is stupid different than the nose on that one.
I'm not getting the caramel apple.
No. So the green apple is
And the
gone.
carnival's left town. There is no cotton candy.
Fun Unlimited, it's gone.
So I get the
Rest in
caramel
peace.
up. I do get the caramel up front.
Yep, there's caramel there, 100%.
No smoky, no oak.
No, smoke's gone. But there's a caramel and a sweet, like a maple syrup. There's that mapley,
I'm not getting the maple syrup.
that sweetness. That's how I gotta describe it because I can't pull anything to it.
So,
Man, I'll tell you what, and you guys are going to think I'm insane.
you're not gonna say bologna, right? Are you?
Not bologna.
Cornbread.
Not bologna, but
I think it's lima bean.
Oh no, that glass is horrible. You can get that Glencairn
man.
out of there.
I know you were like anti Glencairn.
Try that.
Well, I know, but that's just because you like this smell better than that smell.
No, tell me I'm wrong.
Wait, what are we doing?
It's
I just captured
Trapping
the
it.
fume. Yep. Tell me I'm wrong.
What am I looking for?
Anything.
Oh.
What's the difference between the two of them?
Oh, I smell it.
I haven't told you what it is yet.
I mean, this smells a little sweeter to me.
Yes.
more like a sugary sweeter.
Yes.
And this smells
I catch more of the alcohol
See, I'm
coming
getting-
out.
a little more of the alcohol,
Yes.
but I'm not kidding you.
I'm still smelling the apple now. It is coming back to me.
I don't get the Granny Smith. I get like a red, like
And-
a Washington apple.
You know, people say a lot of times with Old Forester products, they pick up banana. And I'm
I
not.
kind of thought that.
I'm not.
But I wasn't gonna
I'm
say
not
it.
joking,
Why?
but like a lot of times, if somebody's tasting something blind, they're like, "Man, I get the banana. That's got to be an Old Forester thing." Seriously,
That is
like
bizarre,
people
'cause I
say
almost
they
said
pick
banana
up
with this. I
banana
thought, no,
because
that's too
Old
crazy.
Forester, and I'm unprepared, which may be the beauty of the thing. The mash bills that Old Forester uses, I think they may only use like 2 mash bills. So it's all just a difference in aging and warehouses and time, and so
And
barrels and barrel char and things like that. So
I get what you're saying on the banana, but it's.
I didn't say I
so-
smelled banana. I'm saying a lot of people
No.
attribute that to Old Forester.
To me, it's not banana. I get that banana nut bread.
Okay,
Yes.
I can play that. I can
Yes,
play ball
get-
with that.
I get that. So I'm catching all those other flavors. The nut, the nutty, the.
It's a more earthy banana.
Yes,
It's like,
yes.
yeah, I get that.
I'm
like
not smelling banana by itself. It's like that.
okay,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I get that. And that's the beauty of like
Right.
when you say that, it's like, okay, because it's like if you can't put your finger on something. I mean, I couldn't
You
convince
know.
you of cotton candy, but
A little bit of nutmeg, but in the bread, not like all up front. It's just that whole recipe coming together. as
yeah, I mean,
one.
it's like when I lick it off my grandma's fingers.
Yeah.
That's, that.
Whatever you're into, man.
No, I'm just saying that's the taste, not like that's the smell it reminds me of, not the smell
Ne-
of like.
Next week,
Little
soft white underbelly. Watch it.
It's not,
Yeah, it's more the fresh batter off grandma's fingers, not the actual bread baking in the oven.
it's a little not Zima I just tasted.
And I let that middle finger linger there a little bit. Like, just kidding. I'm kidding.
But seriously.
I don't
Yeah,
get that
but
on
I'm
the-
with you. It's the more bready, earthy, kind of like
Yeah.
banana in something type
I don't
deal.
get that
Yeah.
on the taste. That's all on the nose. So on the taste, like
I get a
cin-
little more spice on that
Yes,
taste.
like a cinnamon spice without the cinnamon flavor. So just the cinnamon heat on it.
And I guarantee you, out of this, man, that's a shame they can't see those legs too, because that's about
well,
the
look
same
at
as the
that.
last. But I mean,
Look at, I got them here too.
but I'm just saying,
So-
I guarantee you, it's going to be hotter to you out of that. It's going to be. Wait
Okay.
till you see how much hotter that spice is to you coming out of that.
Did you try it out of that?
No, I'm still talking. I can't stop talking. I'm a freak. Here we go.
It's not hotter.
No,
Actually,
you're
that's
high.
hotter.
You are high. That is hotter coming out of that than
No,
it is that.
and I'm not high yet.
The
I'm
Orange
working on
County- The Orange County is very hot.
I get
Man,
more. I get more.
We
Spice.
gotta let Matt be the. Taste it out of that
I just tried
Glencairn.
that.
It's not near as hot coming out of the Speakeasy sample. To me, that's the beauty of it all. Is like you're not wrong, I'm not
Right,
wrong, and you're
right.
not wrong. Like
It's weird.
I don't see it as hot coming out of this sample glass.
It's no.
I mean, I'm not trying to start a fist
No.
fight. That's just
No, we're not fighting here. We're living.
To me, it's the same heat, but the smells that you're getting out of this glass, I mean, add so much to me when I taste it. I'm not getting it from that. I get no smell whatsoever.
Oh God,
out
I've
of
not even
this.
tried an Orange County glass of
know.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what Lil Wayne uses in the studio, so there, that's good.
Pour one out for
Who
who was
passed
it?
away soon?
DMX. Or
DMX. No, I was gonna say Rule Baby, but that's Ja Rule. Rule Baby, that's Ja Rule. Yeah, and you gotta really cap that in.
It's a lot of air to fill up.
A lot of air, a lot of
Styrofoam,
bullshit plastic that never goes
yeah.
away that I hate. I'm
So
so
yes,
anti-styrofoam. By the way.
The smell
Side
is
note.
gone here.
Completely.
Now you do.
Well-
you do smell alcohol. You do smell caramel. You do smell
But you're
a
not.
lot.
Oh, you
but,
can smell something.
but
Fact.
you don't get the complexity that either of these do. Now, granted, 1, 2, 3, a little less bourbon in it. You get more smell out of the Karen. But if you have a half ounce or 3/4 of an ounce, I get more smell out of this one. And I don't know if it's because they are shaped the same.
Somewhat.
Yes.
So the whole point of the Glencairn is the way it narrows dramatically at the top is to focus all those aromatics to your nose. But you know, there's debates in the bourbon world or the whiskey, actually the whiskey world as a whole, not just bourbon, but whether the Glencairn is the best glass. Most people think it is. There are other glasses out there. The New Orleans,
not
I think it's called
vanillas.
New Orleans. But the glass, if you don't drink out of different glasses, you are missing out on. I mean, you can get a set. No kidding, you can get a set of Glencairns on Amazon, and it has to be like. So Glencairn is the company that came up with the shape, but you can get, I mean, you know, thousands of companies make Glencairns. You can get a set of 4 Glencairns on Amazon for less than $20.
Yeah.
Shipped to your home.
And this is, if you look at it, it is the Glencairn glass in the bottom.
Well, and it'll say that
Yes.
because
Yes.
in order to be the Glencairn glass and to use that shape, they have to actually license it and the whole deal. So,
Now,
get you a set of Glencairns if you really want to taste spirits, not just whiskey, but like spirits.
rum. I mean,
Whiskey,
cognac,
rum.
whiskeys, bourbons.
Yeah,
all of it.
100%.
But I dropped this last week after my bourbon review, and it might be because I did the bourbon review. I don't know, but I caught it on my foot, and it bounced across the floor, the concrete floor in the kitchen,
Okay.
and survived. I was like, oh, it made it, but it did survive. So
It's just crazy, and having a glass like that versus the Orange County glass just shows you how much the aromatics affect
or
the taste.
the raw dog.
Oh, the RD.
We didn't even roll dog this guy.
So
Well, that's got a pour. That's actually going out to the people.
So I get a caramel, but I think it's more coming from the top of the bottle when I smell this one. Just like where the bourbon kind of dries and leaves a little residue on it. As far as smelling the alcohol, there's no like hot alcohol.
I actually touched that.
There's no hot alcohol smell there.
No, there's really not. It's.
I mean, it's sweet and
But
subtle.
here's the deal:
and
you would
smooth.
think if this funnels the aromatics to your nose, that something that small and cylindrical
Right.
would really.
See, I'm getting the pipe tobacco now.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
no,
really
no, no. And that's a whole other video.
That's coming later.
That's coming later.
Yes.
No.
I am getting Briar and Burley.
Really?
Yes, I am. Faintly. I don't know if it's that sweet.
It's that
That's
sweet burnt
It's
caramel.
faint, but it's that
Yes.
burnt. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we.
burnt caramel is
But
what
my
I'm getting
gosh,
at.
what we drank earlier to be revealed later, that was straight up pipe tobacco, Briar and Burley, College Mall, bam. Pat the
Wouldn't it
Indian
be-
on the head when you walk in. I mean, it had all the feels.
So this glass is out.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It really is.
But I mean, that's kind of the joke of the whole thing.
It is,
It's the
it
Orange
is,
County
it is.
glass.
This glass I'm okay with. This actually captures most of the smells that you're going to pick up, especially as a novice. So I'm a novice. I'm giving you an honest review of this bourbon. Now, granted, this is 100 proof versus a 90 proof. So this one's going to be a little hotter. It's going to be a little spicier on the back when you get it, just because the alcohol is carrying its own heat with it. Mm-hmm. Not being, anything comparing to 2 is a little hard. 10 proof can be a lot, 5% alcohol. You can note, I mean, look at the legs in this bottle.
Yeah.
They're all the way up to the top. So, none in this one.
Right.
But the alcohol carries its own spice. It's gonna be hot in itself, without any tannins, without any barrel intrusions. You know, there's just alcohol, and then you go adding the tannins. You go adding the caramels and everything from the barrel.
Yeah, everything that comes out of
Yes,
the wood.
yes.
But I want to touch on this again. Like, if you are a novice, don't sell yourself short. Like, a lot of novices make the mistake of like, well, I want to get into whiskey, and I've got these rocks glasses, like something you'd put an old fashioned in, or
Rocks
or
glass
whatever.
would be just fine.
It would be just fine, but if you really want to you're not going to smell out of a rocks glass, and maybe we should bring one. It's night and day what you smell out of. Smell out of a rocks glass versus
one
one.
carrot.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be very similar. That's kind of what made me bring it up, was drinking the last drink out of the Orange County. You're fine out of a rocks glass, but you are going to get so much more for an extra $20. Like, instead of buying a $20 bottle of bourbon that week, if you're going to buy one every week, buy yourself 4 Glencairns, then compare the two, and it'll blow you away.
There's a rocks glass.
Well, I know, and I guarantee you,
You're losing so much of it. I mean,
Yes.
it's insane
you are
what it
selling
does.
yourself short.
A rocks glass is great for a cocktail, for something you're going to mix bourbon with. But if you're
Yeah.
actually going to drink a neat bourbon, a neat whiskey, a neat...
Yeah, and
Rum.
even like what I'm saying, if you're a novice and you want to get serious about it out of the gate, get you something that you can smell out of.
Get you this. So you can get...
Come to Speakeasy.
Yes, come to the
Pizza.
Speakeasy and try it.
Yeah.
We're going to serve a little bit of it to you in this plastic glass, which does a fantastic job. You're going to
And
get
I'm not BSing you.
90%.
If your girlfriend or wife or significant other has a wine glass that
Yes,
tapers at the top,
absolutely.
drink it out of a wine glass before you just drink it out of a straight a solo cup or a rocks glass.
Or
If
even a
you
shot
if you're
glass.
really
Yes.
if you're really into like wanting to kind of get into the complexity of bourbon, I should
Yeah,
say.
if you're a 2 ounce, throw
Yeah.
it back. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it. Just
and
drink
don't worry about this
Yes,
for that
yes,
matter. Just go
yes.
get you some Jack and
And kick it
whatever
back.
it is. Yeah, kick it back.
some Evan Williams.
E-Dub,
go for it.
Best value in bourbon right there. Evan Williams bottled in bond.
But if you do want to enjoy the bourbon and you have a wine glass, pour it in there and walk away from it. Give it 5 minutes to breathe a little bit and then come back to it.
Yeah,
It-
100%.
And put your nose in it and smell it. And you're going to get that immediate, that just the flavor's going to pop. And it's going to change your life.
Yeah, if you want to get really into it, you can try it right out of the bottle. Then you can let it breathe for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And then you can add a little bit of water to it or add 1 ice cube to it if you want. And that's the
Which
beauty
we
of
haven't
bourbon.
done.
I know. And that's the beauty of bourbon really, is like just kind of finding what it is that you, not even really what you like, but if you want to compare everything,
Right.
because this bourbon can taste a lot different. This right out of this same very exact bottle can taste a lot different in different scenarios. And that's kind of the beauty of it too.
So we will have this bottle. I don't know if I can, okay. So we will have this bottle next week because it is not we don't sell a whole lot of this. We do sell some of this, and that one may be gone next week. So this one, I'm gonna just put a little initial on, and let's put a number 1 on it. So next week when we do a review, we're gonna have this bottle. Now it may be a little lower, but it's still gonna be this bottle. And the next in the series,
which is the 1910.
1910. Yes.
No, that's
Which is
not
a
the
Not
that's
the Prohibition. The 1920s is a Prohibition.
1920s Prohibition. 1910 is the original batch.
No.
No, that's
no,
the
original batch is 1870.
It's the
The
Is that
ni-
the fine whiskey?
The 1910, I believe, is the 115 proof.
There's one of them.
The highest proof is the
Old Fine whiskey.
Old Fine whiskey
Yes.
has to be 1910 because the highest proof is the 1920,
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's 115.
So, yeah.
Old Fine whiskey is probably the 1910, and it's probably 110 proof.
I don't think it's that hot.
I don't think it's that
I
hot
think
either.
I don't think it's that hot.
Really?
Yeah. Anywho,
It doesn't.
we'll review that next week.
Yep.
With this one. This one's gonna fall off. And then we will bring all of these back once we finish the series. That's gonna be in about 3 weeks. So the 4th week from now, we're gonna have the Whiskey Row.
So we are
line
going to
up.
do. So I think we should do the Statesman
The
also,
Statesman will
because
be at the
Statesman
end
is
of it.
part of Whiskey
Yes,
Row.
and it'll be at the end once
Okay.
we get through
The
our,
years.
our dates.
Gotcha.
So we'll do the Statesman, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully by then we'll have the rye also.
and we'll also have the 100 proof in here somewhere or another. Just a straight
Oh, so yeah,
100
so like
Yeah.
yeah, the Old Forester 100 or the Old Forester 86,
86,
yeah.
yes.
Those are like a lot of people's go-to because they're just so tried and true.
And they're
the
good.
value, they're good.
Yes.
But man, you get all of these variations kind of in between, and you're like, wow, all this came out of like a couple mash bills. Hell, it may even be one. I'll have to fact check myself, but it's just like, wow, it's just crazy the way time and temperature and location and other variables
so
affect
much
that.
more out of
It's
that.
crazy.
Out of this,
versus that. Yes.
you're.
Do you think it's because it's smaller and squatted, so it
don't-
just
I don't
throws
know.
it at you?
I don't know, but I mean,
See, to me, this is throwing it a lot more.
smell versus smell at a minimal amount.
I mean, I get a lot from both, but I don't think that they're necessarily
Yeah.
the same.
No.
Smell. I don't think
Yeah,
I'm
right.
getting necessarily the same. smell.
Okay, so I enjoy this one better because I think this one to me, so my nose, I get the sweets, the caramels, the vanillas, the everything good from it, and then I get the alcohol nose
Man,
right,
I just
right on the
don't get
kick of
that.
that one.
I mean, yes, I will agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't get the alcohol in that.
But anyhow, that's my palate versus his palate versus. his
Anyway,
palate.
we'll duke it out
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
we shut the camera
Yeah.
off.
Indian leg wrestling. Who's going to be right?
That's going to be in a different video.
On the After Hours channel.
The early hours.
It's going to happen.
So, that being said,
That being said, 2 great bourbons.
yes,
Locally produced, within an hour away. I highly recommend both.
absolute.
So
Yeah.
And
you can't not.
That's why
You can't not
Speakeasy-
recommend them both. You sell them both.
I know.
That's why Speakeasy carries them, and we're not blowing smoke. I mean, they are a fantastic.
They
bourbon.
really are.
Yes.
Old Forester is killer. I love most Brown Forman stuff. It's man, they own Jack Daniels and they've been doing it about as longer than anybody. And you know, the Woodford, Old Forester, Jack's making a ton of noise with a lot of the different heritage barrels and stuff they're doing. And barrel proof rye, of course, sent the world into the bourbon world into a frenzy at the end of 2020. And yeah, they're just Brown Forman's killing it, and Old Forester especially is killing it. So you can't go wrong with common offerings, rare stuff, and the whole Whiskey Row series is honestly a lot of people think the best value in whiskey. Period.
But what we sampled tonight may flush the bourbon.
May. ...
Speakeasy after hours.
Oh yeah. I get what you're saying now. I was trying to play along like I was with it, but I was like, oh, now I get it.
It's a grenade.
Yeah.
So we love you guys.
Can I do the hand? Can I do?
Absolutely. Speakeasy
I've always wanted to do
after
this.
hours bourbon signing off. Love you guys.
Hugs and kisses.